Okay, now is the second unit about should. Introduces some different usages of should. You can use should after these verbs, you see? To insist, demand, recommend, suggest, propose. Insist, I think you already know. Demand is to ask for something very pushy, in a pushy way, to demand, like an order. To recommend, I think you already know. Suggest and propose. Okay. I insisted that he should apologize. You see, we can use should. I insisted that he should apologize. This is in the past. Doctors recommend, this is present simple, you see, that everyone should eat plenty of fruit. Doctors recommend that everyone should eat plenty of fruit. Should. What do you suggest we should do? In a question, also suggest, you see. What do you suggest we should do? Many people are demanding that something should be done about the problem. Something should be done about the problem. So, in this type of expression as well, for example, it's important that blah blah blah, or it's vital, essential that blah blah blah. It's necessary or it's essential here, vital or essential, kind of synonyms here. That something should happen. For example, it's essential that everyone should be here on time. They should not be late. It's essential, it's very important that everyone should be here on time. Okay? So this is one way you can use it. But now you can also do quite similar things but without should. Look at B. You can also leave out should in these sentences. So you can say, for example, here, it's essential, right? We came from here. It's essential that everyone should be here on time. So you can remove should and say, it's essential that everyone be here on time. It's the same. You have two options. Next one, for example, I insisted that he apologize. Remember, we had, I insisted that he should apologize here in the first one. So you can say it without should as well. I insisted that he apologize. What do you suggest we do? Directly, you can put do. The should here is, again, optional. What do you suggest we should do? What do you suggest we do? Many people are demanding that something be done about the problem. Here, should. Should be done, you can remove should and you just leave be done about the problem. Many people are demanding that something should be done about the problem, or many people are demanding that something be done about the problem. Both are okay. Now, if you pay attention to these forms, you see be and do, over here, do, and apologize. You see, apologize here. These are called subjunctive. Okay? It's the same as the infinitive, but without to. Usually infinitives have to, no? For example, to work, to think, to do, to buy, to eat, to drink, to walk. These are infinitives. So here, it's like an infinitive, but without to. It's called the subjunctive. So you can also use normal present and past forms in some of these cases. So you have several options here, actually. You can also say, it's essential that everyone is here on time. You see? Present simple. Instead of saying, it's essential that everyone be here, which is also okay, or should be here, you can also say that everyone is here on time. Here, in this case, for example, I insisted that he apologized, as if it was past, you see? In past and past, you see? You can use it like this. Or, I insisted that he apologize, over here, with the subjunctive. or that he should apologize. So you see you have some options over here. I think I suggest you to read them a few times. Maybe you can try to even get some examples on the internet to get used to this construction. C. We do not use to with this suggest. What do you suggest we should do without to? You see? For example, what do you suggest we do? You can also say without should, right? So what do you suggest we should do? What do you suggest we do? But you should not say, what do you suggest us to do? Even though it sounds quite okay, even I thought for a moment this was correct. But in this case, it says according to this grammar that this is not used in this way. Jane won the lottery. You know the lottery? You buy a ticket, for example, and maybe if you win the lottery, you get a lot of money, no? So you could say, for example, I suggested in the past that she, Jane, should buy a car with the money she won. She won the lottery, okay, in the present. So I suggested that she should buy a car with the money. Or you could say, I suggested that she buy a car directly, you see? Should buy, or bought. You can use the past, just like here, they apologized. I suggested that she bought a car. But here, because of this suggested, this verb, we avoid to. So you should not say, I suggested her to buy. You can also use the continuous ing after suggest. So this is also okay. So for example, what do you suggest doing? What do you suggest doing? Without saying we. What do you suggest doing? Simply directly there with ing. Okay, and the D. You can use should after some adjectives. Here, especially these. You can take a look, get used to them, maybe make some sentences with them. For example, strange. It is strange that he should be late. You see, should, in this case, is a different usage. It doesn't mean something that is good to do. Not something he should have done because it was good. It's strange that he should be late. It's a different meaning here. He's usually on time. I was surprised here, surprised that he should say such a thing. It doesn't mean it's a good thing to say, but it's a different usage of should. I was surprised that he should say such a thing. Okay, this also, try to read it a few times to get used to it. It's a different meaning of should. E. You can also make some sentences with if sentences, and use should. For example, we have no jobs at present. No jobs. We have no jobs. We don't have any jobs. But if the situation should change, we will contact you. If the situation about having no jobs should change, then we will contact you. See, you can use should here. If the situation should change. You can also begin with should. So this should can start this clause, for example. But should the situation change, we will contact you. Here, should the situation change, we will contact you. You can also start with this one. If or should. This means the same as if the situation changes. With should, the speaker feels that the possibility is smaller. So this is a slight difference. If you want to use should, it sounds like the speaker, he feels that the possibility of change is smaller. So here with if, this means that if you start with if, I think it's a very slight, very subtle difference, but it seems like with if, there is a greater chance that the situation should change. Okay? If you just start with should, it seems like there is less chance. Now, the last one, you can use I should and I shouldn't to give advice. This is quite unusual. I have never seen myself. For example, shall I leave now? Somebody asks my opinion, for example, and then you can answer, no, I should wait a bit. Even though the question is about I, the speaker, the question is also using I, but I here, I should wait a bit, doesn't mean the speaker I. It actually means, if you go to the next line, it means I would do that if I were you. You see? I would wait a little bit if I were you. That's the meaning behind this sentence. I advise you to do that. I advise you to wait. That's the meaning. Doesn't mean I should wait. It means you should wait. So it's quite odd use of even the pronoun I over here. Here, for example, I should equals or means I would if I were you, or I advise you to. Okay? I'm going out now. Somebody says this. Is it cold outside? And then you answer, yes, I should wear a coat. This means I think you should wear a coat. It's quite not what you think. I shouldn't stay up too late, also with the negative. I shouldn't stay up too late. You have to be up early tomorrow. So this means I suggest you or I advise you not to stay up too late. Or I would not stay up too late if I were you. So here it's quite a different way of using the pronoun I and should. For me, this is new. So now you can try doing the exercises, see if you get it. And this ends the lessons on should.